welcome back to another episode of our Ultimate Decades Challenge. We have entered into the year 1409 and we are here with our O'Leary family. And the reason that we have entered into this family for the start of the episode is because this lovely lady, Annabelle, is due to celebrate her birthday. So as you can see, she has gone ahead and she has made herself a honey cake, and we are going to go ahead and we're going to let her celebrate her birthday. She is aging up into an adult, so we are going to go ahead and have her blow out her candles, and we're going to age her up to an adult, and then we're going to find out if she's going to be able to age up into an adult, and hopefully she will have a successful birthday here and be able to continue on with her family. As we know, they do have some roles that they have to do for their death roll as an adult, and so we will find out if she's going to survive that. But Annabelle has aged up, adulthood, fulfilling dreams, planning for retirement, and midlife crises await. It's the perfect time to start wrapping up those lifelong goals. And Annabelle is an adult now, and so we are going to go ahead and we are going to roll the dice for her and see if she is going to be able to make it into adulthood. For that, she can't roll a 3, 6, 11, 13, or an 18. So we are going to go ahead and open up our dice and give that a roll. And we're going to see if she is able to survive. So let's go ahead and open up our D20 and give that a roll. She rolls a 19, which is a successful roll. She is going to get another 60 days on the timeline, and Annabelle is going to survive this adult birthday, which is fantastic that she is going to survive that and continue on as an adult with her family for another 60 days. And as we know, in the last episode, we did have Arlene go ahead and she did marry, and she moved out of this household and she started her life with her husband. So we are no longer in this household as our main household. And so this family is not the family we are going to be following any longer. So they obviously are just going to continue on with their lives, and we will let them do so. We are now going to hop over into our main household, and we are going to see Arlene and her new husband Timur, and we're going to see how they're faring. Now that we have entered here into the Atgun home, we are just going to go ahead and check in on everyone. As we know, we are still trying to get their garden sorted. We are currently in fall. If we look on our calendar, we are on the last portion of fall. We are heading into our next season, which is going to be winter. And so we are going to be starting to head into planting for our winter season. So we do need to start planting for that soon. So we are going to start dealing with gathering plants for our winter season so that we can get those plants in the ground. Now for winter, we will be planting Christmas roses, onions, pears, snowdrops, and spinach. So I am going to go ahead, I'm going to send out Arlene and let her go foraging, and then she can go ahead and get some things for our house for foraging. I'm also going to send Timur out and let him go hunting, and then he can go ahead and he can get some meat for the family. We do have a couple of things in our garden already planted. So before the last episode had completed, we got ourselves some sage planted, and we got ourselves some garlic planted. Those are plants that are able to be planted year-round, so those have already been planted here in the garden. And as we know, we do have some bees here on the property that we can start tending to, and we have our goat that we can milk. Now, I am not exactly sure if I want to get them a cow or not. I kind of am thinking I want to leave that shed open for now, and we'll just use the goat for our milk, but I'm not really sure. But we are going to go ahead, we're going to check and see what it is that they got from their adventures. So it looks like we got a squirrel, so we can cut that meat, and then we also got a pigeon. So we are going to put all of that in our fridge so that Arlene can use that to cook with. And she did get some things from her foraging. So it looks like she got some chestnuts, which we'll put in the fridge. She also got some carrots, and she's got some bell peppers. None of that stuff we can plant. But we don't have anything actually that we can plant for our winter season. So that is really unfortunate. I actually hate that for her so much. I guess we'll have to keep trying to get her to get some things. Maybe I can get her, what's she doing? She's sleeping on the bench. Maybe I can get her to travel to the market and we can get her to get some things that she can plant from the market. So I'm going to send her off to the market and see if she can get anything from the market that she will be able to plant, since she didn't find anything foraging. And then when she comes back, maybe I'll let her get a little bit of rest because she is feeling a little bit tired. She's also going to need at some point soon to whip them up a meal so that they can eat something, because it does look like they're starting to get a little bit hungry. I'm going to go ahead and get Timur to go to the washroom here. He's starting to feel like he is needing to use the washroom, so we'll let him go ahead and do that. And then once he's done with the washroom, I'm going to get him out here and I'm going to let him start dealing with some of these bee boxes. I'm going to have him collect the honey and the beeswax in all of these bee boxes, and then he can hopefully get started with tending to our bees, which will be fantastic. As we know, we definitely want him to start getting friendly with the bees. Okay, so she's gonna go ahead and make up a little bit of gruel for the family, and once she's done cooking, we will go ahead and have her eat something, and then she can go ahead and get herself into bed. Why is it not letting her cook this? I don't understand. All right, let's get him to go collect some firewood. Maybe that's the problem, is there isn't any firewood for the stove. So I'll have him go collect a little bit of firewood and we'll see if that's the problem. In the meantime, I think that she is going to go ahead and invite in Sister Cassandra. She is feeling really tired. I'm just going to kind of, she's going to need to take a nap at some point. But for now, she's going to visit with Sister Cassandra. Is there any leftovers? No, there's no available leftovers. She can't resume this gruel either, so we'll just empty the oven for now, and hopefully she can make a little bit of gruel when they are back with the firewood. So she had gone out to the market. She did get a trout, and she was able to get a little bit of milk. Obviously, Timur, I think she got the milk from Pumpkin actually, but she did get a trout from the market. Timur did do a little bit of fishing, and while he was fishing, he caught a bass and he caught a trout, so that's fantastic. All right, so now he does have some firewood. Let's go ahead and see if we can get her to light the fire. All right, so now that the fire is lit, maybe now she can make the gruel. Let's do a party size of the gruel and see if she can cook it now, because maybe that was what the problem was. No. What is the problem? Why are you unable to make this? All right, let's see if she can cook it now. I'm really at a just not understanding what the problem is. There we go. Okay, go ahead and call everyone to a meal. Let's eat this gruel. All right, so everyone's gonna go ahead and have themselves a little bit of food here. We are exhausted. So once she is done with her meal, I'm gonna have her go to the washroom, and then she is gonna go ahead and head herself off to bed. Timur is doing pretty good. We absolutely love that for him. So I am just probably going to let him head out, and maybe he can go to the village, and I'm gonna take him to the village shop, and we'll see if he can possibly find some things for them to plant in their garden for the winter. So that's what we'll do for him. She's going to bed now because she's feeling really, really tired. Obviously, Sister Cassandra had come over and she wants to visit, but as you can see, Arlene is just really, really wiped out from the fact that she's pregnant, and so she is needing some rest. So we're just going to let her go and get herself a bit of rest here because, well, she's exhausted. Pregnancy is really taking it out of her. She is currently in her... Let us take a look where she's at in her pregnancy. Actually, first, let's go ahead and purchase some things. All right, so we need onions, pears, and spinach. So let us go ahead and grab some of that. We can also do a couple of flour, and then let's get us a couple of onions. We'll go 4 onions. We'll do 4 spinach. And let's do some sugar. Oh no, we don't have any pears. Okay, that's perfectly fine. But we can get some flour, we can get some spinach, and we can get some sugar. So that'll be perfectly fine. So let's go ahead and get that. That's going to cost us about 206 simoleons. She, like I said, is currently in her 2nd trimester in 8 hours. So she is well on her way with her pregnancy here. Timur has come back from the store. We are just going to go ahead and we're going to have him put the flour in the fridge and the sugar in the fridge. And I am going to have him come on out here into the garden, and we're going to have him go ahead and plant these onions, and we're going to have him plant this spinach, and we will get this stuff planted up so that it can start to grow for the winter season that is about to start. So he's going to get this all planted up and ready to go. He has now acquired the gardening skill, which is fantastic, and we are loving that for him. Obviously, you know, today is technically harvest day for the fall, but we don't have anything to harvest because they have literally just planted their season. So, I mean, he's not going to be able to harvest anything for their family because they have just moved in and they are just getting started. So we aren't going to be able to do anything like that. Although he has planted things, so he is getting credit for the harvest, and he has obviously gone ahead and done the bee collecting, like honey collecting, so he's gotten credit for that as well, which is wonderful. Arlene is unfortunately not getting any credit for doing any gardening things because, as we know, she was away for most of the day, so I guess she is not going to get really any credit for that. But I'm going to send her out here, and she is going to go ahead and she is going to do some researching, and we'll see if that will give her anything. And then I'll have her collect some honey as well, and we'll see if she can get some things marked off for her harvest holiday that she needs to go ahead and get marked off some things for, and that will be good. Now, as we know, in this episode, we had Annabelle age up. We also are going to be seeing Regina Barnett age up tomorrow, which is going to be Saturday, which is not very far off here. And we will be going to see Regina in the Barnett family and having her age up. She's going to be aging up into a toddler. And I am also, I think, going to be going ahead and getting Arlene to talk to the Scarecrow. As we know, she did help the Scarecrow at the O'Leary family to go ahead and become active. So I think she would have a really good hand in getting the Scarecrow here at her house to become pretty active. So we'll have her interact with the Scarecrow here and see if she can get that to take place here as well. You know, she definitely wants an active Scarecrow so that it can help out around the farm, because the more help we have here on the farm, the better. As we know, our farm is, as time goes on, going to be hustling and bustling, and so we want to go ahead and be able to have as much as possible going on in the way of... Did you collect honey from that? Yes. Can you collect honey from this one? Is it because this is in the way? Because if so, I will just move that. That's really not a problem. We'll just have one less. That's the problem. All right, and when you're done, go over here and chat with the Scarecrow a little bit, and let's see if we can get the Scarecrow activated. So Arlene is just chatting with the Scarecrow a little bit, and we are going to hopefully be able to make heads or tails of that. Oh, it looks like we have Axel over here, and he has come for a little bit of a visit. So I'll have Timur go ahead and invite him in, and maybe they can go ahead and get to know one another. As we know, I don't think Timur has met Axel. He did meet Annabelle, but he doesn't really know Axel all that well. So I will have him go ahead and get to know Axel, and I think he is going to try to get to know him a little bit better in the way of the fact that he is now obviously family. So he's going to just ask him a little bit about his day, and he is going to just get to know him a little bit. He obviously wants to have, oh my gosh, Timur has a crush on Axel. Why is it that Timur and Arlene both have a crush on Axel? Like, what is that about? They're going to discuss some interests. He obviously wants to have a good relationship with Axel, considering that it is Annabelle or Arlene's uncle. And obviously, you know, they want to have a good relationship, a close family. So we are going to hope that that takes place. Now that all of these things are planted up here, we are just going to go ahead, and Arlene's like, I'm gonna go take a nap because I'm exhausted and I'm pregnant, and so, you know, a nap just sounds like a great thing to do. Well, great. We love that for you. All right, so Timur is gonna come on out here. I'm gonna have him go ahead and, oh, he can't craft anything? Oh, he needs logs to craft things. All right, well, let's go ahead and send him on out. He can go collect some more logs, and then he can make some things from the table to craft things. That'll be fine. We'll send him out for some more firewood, and then he can craft some things here at the table, and that'll be fine. She obviously can make some wicker things here as well, so we can obviously get her working on making some wicker baskets and things like that for making more money, and that'll be good for her. And I love the fact that she's going to be able to make some money doing things like that. Maybe I'll get her up and she can come over here and she can see her uncle as well. Maybe they can have themselves a little bit of a deep conversation. He's come over obviously just to check on her. He wants to make sure everything's okay now that she's moved out. Obviously, he's like, how are things with your new husband? You know, this was definitely something really quick that happened. And she's like, everything's going really well. I think she's going to tell him that she's really happy in her marriage and that he doesn't really need to worry about her. Obviously, she is young. She is, you know, pregnant, but she is happy with Timur, and she doesn't necessarily want anyone to worry about her. Annabelle also has come over here to see her, and so she's going to invite Annabelle in. So everyone is coming over just to see how the newlywed couple is doing in their life, which is super cute that everyone's come over to visit and is clearly concerned about her. But Arlene's like, well, I'm just going to come up here and do a little bit of painting. As we know, she does really thrive on painting. She enjoys it a whole lot, and I love that for her. But, you know, she's just like, I'm doing really well. And Annabelle's like, are you pregnant? And she's like, I am with child. So I think she is going to go ahead and she is going to tell her about the baby. And I think she is, you know, going to just tell her, I wasn't expecting to be pregnant this fast, but obviously, you know, I am with child. I think, you know, she'll tell her, I am really sorry if you're upset with the fact that I'm so young and I'm having a child. I think Annabelle is probably going to be like, you know, you are really young, but I think that it'll be fine that, you know, you guys are happy, you're in love, and if this is what you want, then, you know, obviously this is what I want for you. So I do love that, you know, everyone is really happy. Oh, and Axel's like, here, I brought you a housewarming gift. Arlene's like, thank you so much, Uncle Axel. We got her a guitar. Okay, we love that. So now we have a guitar that we can put in the house, and they can have that for practicing guitar, and that will be something really nice for them to have here as some skill building items, which we absolutely love. We definitely could use that. It does look like Timur is back from his log collecting adventures, so I am going to have him come on in here. We're going to see if we can get him to craft a sculpture now. It doesn't look like it. Weird. Hey? Not sure why he can't use that, but that's perfectly fine. She can't use it either. Can he make anything from here? Strange. Okay, so these two are just having a nice little conversation. As we know, they are very much in love, and we love to see it. It is about, though, 9:25, so I am going to go ahead and have her go and make a little bit of a meal. It looks like don't you make scrambled eggs with bacon. That is not okay. We are going to have you go ahead and you can make a little bit of pottage, make some family-sized pottage for the family, and then we will get you off into bed. I'm going to go ahead actually and have Timur go on off to bed. He's really not all that hungry, but Annabelle, or Erlene, as we know, is feeling pretty hungry for the simple fact that she is pregnant. So she's going to whip up a little bit of pottage and go ahead and get herself a serving of that. And then once it is done cooking, she'll just grab that to eat here really quickly, and then she'll head herself off to bed as well. It is currently about 10 o'clock in the evening, and so she'll eat and she'll head herself off to bed. And I guess after that, hopefully her family will head on home, because as we know, they have a daughter at home that really probably needs them to tend to her. I realize that they're concerned and wanted to check in on Arlene, which is really sweet of them, but we definitely do want them to go ahead and go take care of Nerida. So Arlene is going to go ahead and head on up to bed with her husband, and then we are going to head over in the morning and we are going to see Regina Barnett, because she's going to be aging up into a toddler. I think when Arlene gets up in the morning, go ahead and have her maybe work on this painting and finish it off. But I will see you in the morning when everyone wakes. Okay, so it is the next morning, and I am going to go ahead and get Timur to join a career. We definitely want him getting a job. Obviously, he is, helping out on the farm and things like that. But I do think that they obviously need him maybe working outside of the home, trying to make a little bit of money for the family. So we are going to just take a look and see what options he kind of has. And I think maybe he could possibly do the blacksmith career. That is probably something that he could do. What is this? Sellsword. A whole life dedicated to selling one's militant skills to any entity with enough coin. Being a mercenary. I don't think so. Yeah, I think maybe a blacksmith could be what he could do. What is City Watch? Let's just do the blacksmith career, and we will let him get set up for that. And then he can go ahead and start working on being a blacksmith. That will be good for him. For that, he does need to reach level 2 of handiness and collect 5 elements. I don't know if he'll be able to do that, but we will work on that. Arlene is currently still asleep. As we know, she is currently heading into her 3rd trimester in 16 hours, so we love that for her. But we are going to go ahead and head over to see our Barnett family. As we know, Regina is aging up into a toddler, so I am just going to head us over there and we are going to see them. Okay, so now that we are here in the Barnett home, this is little Regina. She is going to be aging up into a toddler, and we are going to be seeing her age up. I am just going to check and see if we have a cake. Oh, and we do. So I'm going to have him go ahead and add birthday candles to this cake. And then we are going to go ahead and age up little Regina. As we know, Theo is not at all happy about birthdays in this house. He worries himself to death over birthdays. But as we know, birthdays come and they have to be celebrated. So we are going to age up little Regina. He's going to go on in here and grab her up, and we are going to celebrate this birthday with her. And we're going to see how it is that she fares for this birthday. So we will be aging her up and then hopping into cast with her to give her her makeover. Happy birthday, Regina. So Regina has aged up. We are just going to go ahead and randomize her traits. She got silly, goofy, and curious. These toddlers love to tell jokes and get playful, and they earn imagination skills slightly faster. And she got inquisitive, curious explorers. These toddlers gain thinking skills slightly faster, and they are happiest when they are learning something, and sad if they haven't learned anything lately. So let's go ahead and we are going to hop into cast with Regina. We are going to give her her makeover, and then we are going to roll to see if she's going to be able to survive her makeover, or her age up, I guess I should say. Okay, so here is little Regina Barnett and what she looks like. And we are going to go ahead and roll the dice for her. For a toddler, she can't roll a 4, 8, 12, or a 16. So we are going to go ahead and pull up our dice, and we are going to give that a roll. So let's go ahead and roll and see how she fares. She rolls a 9, which is a successful roll, and she is going to get another 12 days on the calendar. So congratulations, Regina. You have successfully aged up into a toddler. And we are going to go ahead and jump back into the game. So now that Regina has aged up, she is here with her dad. She is feeling really happy. She's feeling pretty hungry, actually. I'm going to let her have a piece of this cake. And we are going to let her go ahead and just grab herself a bite to eat of that. Everyone else seems to be in pretty good shape, which is fantastic. She is hungry, and it looks like so is Viviana. So Viviana is going to go ahead and come on in here and get herself a piece of this cake as well. And both of our toddlers are going to grab a bite to eat, and we love that for them. Having cake is probably not the best choice of breakfast foods, but it is what it is. It doesn't look like Theo has made any breakfast, so cake is what they're going to be eating. I'm going to have him go ahead and replace this water for the clothes because it's feeling and looking pretty grunge. And we'll just have him go ahead and add a little bit of flowers to that water. We have some roses here, so we'll add that. And it looks like our chick has grown up, which is fantastic. And so I'm going to have him come and scatter a little bit of feed, and he can even hatch one of these eggs. So that's fantastic. So we'll scatter some feed, and we'll hatch a chicken egg, and we will go ahead and make sure that that's taken care of. Oh, yay. We absolutely love that. That is super cute. And so now we have ourselves another little chick here, which is wonderful. They are all doing really well in this house, and I absolutely love to see that. I am going to just have him go ahead and milk the goats. It looks like they could stand for a little bit of milking here, and we'll make sure everything is taken care of. Because we were in this household, I am going to go ahead and evolve all of our plants, and we are going to also go ahead and harvest everything. So he is going to make sure he gets everything harvested because it is the last day of fall here. And so we do want to get all of our plants harvested because winter is coming, and obviously we need to harvest everything so that we can make sure that we have everything up for our winter season that's about to come in. So all of our fall plants need to be harvested so that we can make sure that he has everything that he needs for these plants to go ahead and go, and the fall plants to be put down. So that's fantastic. Wonderful. So now that everything has been harvested, we will go ahead and put everything into the fridge. We have our sage, and we have our parsley. We have our mushrooms, and we absolutely love that. Oh, it looks like Greta and Viviana are going to have a difficult family dynamic. It does look like we have also our 4 milk here. The only other thing, we have some spinach, and that is the only thing for winter that we are going to be able to plant here in the house, but we'll go ahead and get him to plant this spinach, and he will be able to get that going. So let's go ahead and get him to plant the spinach. As we know, the sage is year-round. So we'll leave the sage. The basil is going to have to come up. So we'll go ahead and take the basil out, and we will remove those bushes. And what are these? Grapes, we'll take those away as well. And chrysanthemums, we also will take away. So we just have our sage and we have our spinach now. And we'll allow him to go ahead and plant that. And then we'll go ahead and have him, oh, it's raining, so he doesn't need to water that. But these do need to be weeded. So I'm going to have him go ahead and weed those plants. And then we are going to go ahead and head back over to our main household and make sure everybody is good over there. Okay, so we are back here in the main household with Arlene and Tamur, and as you can see, she's feeling super pregnant. She is now in her second trimester. She'll be in her third trimester in, what did that say, 12 hours, I think? Yes, 12 hours. So we are getting closer. As you can see, she is kind of showing a little bit now, which we absolutely love. She is doing pretty good as far as her needs go. And so we absolutely love that for her. I am going to go ahead and have her come on out. I mean, it's raining, but I am going to have her come on out. She is going to check on everything that needs to be checked on. So we are going to have her go ahead and collect the honey and the beeswax and make sure everything is good with the bees. Oh, don't bond. I don't want you to bond right now. I just want you to collect the honey and the beeswax. And it looks like this one needs a mite treatment. So we'll have her go ahead and deal with the bees. And I am going to have Tamur go ahead and take care of the chickens. So we'll have him come out and he can collect the eggs, clean the coop, and scatter the feed, and then he's going to milk Pumpkin. He now has a little bit of a relationship with Pumpkin, so he's able to go ahead and do some milking, which is fantastic. So we'll get him doing that, and both of them together are going to work on this farm and the things that need to be done for the farm, which is fantastic. We are still currently in our fall season. Tomorrow is going to be our first day of winter and the day that we should be expecting Arlene to go into labor. It's also going to be 1409 Part B, so we actually will not be seeing the baby being born until Part B, so we have something to look forward to for that. But for now, they are just trying to get this farm up and running and getting themselves kind of settled into a nice little routine here. I'm gonna get her to come on over here and check the pockets for seeds with the scarecrow and ask for some gardening tips, and then she can go ahead and tell him a few jokes and make a little bit of small talk. Obviously, we are trying to get him off of his little stool. It looks like maybe she actually got some seeds. She did. She got a grow fruit, which is fantastic. And what else did she get from him? Looks like that's about it. She got a grow fruit. So maybe we'll go ahead and we will plant that grow fruit. I will actually go ahead and plant that grow fruit here. Oh, she got 2 grow fruits. So I'll plant that other one here. And so let's go ahead and plant those grow fruits. I don't know actually what they do, but we're going to plant them and we'll find out. So we love to see it. And then we also have some honey for our fridge. So we'll be putting that in the fridge here from our bees, which is fantastic. We absolutely love to see that. I'm probably going to send her out foraging again. As we know, we love to get up her foraging skills. So I'm going to send her out foraging. And it does look like Tamur got some milk and some eggs. He did get a hatchable egg, so we will go ahead and have him incubate that in the coop. And then we are probably going to let him come over here and maybe do a little bit more looking for frogs and even a little bit more fishing. Not you. I want Tamur to do that. We're going to have him look for frogs and him go fishing after he incubates that egg in the coop. So he's just going to put that egg there in the coop, and then he's going to come over here and see if he can find another frog. We did find one frog yesterday, and so if he can find some more frogs, maybe we can do a little bit of breeding of these frogs, and that will be great. Okay, so he has found a striped leaf frog and a dirt surfer frog. So we'll do a little bit of breeding of frogs and see if we can start breeding some frogs, and then he's going to go ahead and do a little bit of fishing here and see if he can get some fishing in. Obviously, when he does do the fishing, it does give us food that we can make like fish head stew and things like that. So he is going to fish, and hopefully he'll be able to find some food for Arlene to be able to cook meals with, which will be fantastic. We definitely need that to be taking place. So while he's getting some fishing in, she is just out doing some foraging, and we absolutely love that for everyone involved, because as we know, they are just getting a fresh start here on this land, and he's just trying to make the best of his life with her. So I am going to let him finish up his fishing here, and then we are going to let Arlene do her foraging, and when she comes home, we will check in with everybody and see how they're doing. It may be a situation where she needs to go ahead and get a little bit of a meal cooking up for them, and then I will probably be wrapping up this episode, and then tomorrow we will be seeing her go ahead and go into labor. He's already found a trout. Like, he's actually pretty good at this fishing skill, which we absolutely love. I know he does need to get his handiness skill up for his job. Unfortunately, I am not sure how to get his handiness skill up, considering he is unable to craft a sculpture. I don't really know how to make him do that, other than maybe if something in the house breaks, he can maybe repair it. So we'll keep an eye out for things breaking around the house that he can maybe fix, and hopefully that will help him get his handiness skill up. But in the meantime, there's not really anything I can do. Oh, Patchy is up, and he is helping clean the house. We freaking love that. So Patchy has been activated here on our farm, and he is going to be able to help us out around the house. He's going to be able to help with the garden and the chores, and maybe even help with some of the animals. Well, that'll be great, and I absolutely love that so much. Who are you? Mysterious Merchant. Okay, so we'll go ahead and invite this neighbor in, and maybe we can purchase something. Oh, he could buy a pre-made will from him. I don't necessarily think we want to do that. He can ask him about his tarot. I don't really think we want to do any of that stuff. So this guy's just kind of hanging out here in our house. We don't really know who he is or what's going on. Maybe I can just get him to leave. Where's this guy at? Can you leave? Let's just get him to leave. Just go away. Thank you. All right, so we absolutely love that. And I am going to have Arlene finish up her foraging here, and then we are going to go ahead. Did you milk Pumpkin? Yes. Why don't you go ahead and give Pumpkin a little bit of a bottle feed, Timur, and then obviously that will make Pumpkin feel really great. Pumpkin's like, oh, thank you so much. Timur's family is wanting to come over and hang out, so we'll allow that to take place. Obviously, you know, Arlene's family has already come by and hung out, so we'll allow Timur's family to come over and hang out as well. They're going to come over for a little bit of a visit, and we'll be able to let them see how everybody's doing. And so he's going to go ahead and invite her in, and they can talk about some art, and maybe he can, you know, talk to her about her interests, and they are gaining sentiments. We absolutely love that so much. And it does look like Arlene is just now heading back to the house here, and she has, you know, the need to go to the washroom and take a bath. She did get some acorns for the fridge, so we'll go ahead and put those in the fridge here. And it looks like she got some mushrooms and more onions, and she got some bird eggs. I'm going to put the onions in the fridge. We don't need to plant more of those, but we can go ahead and plant the mushrooms. I do believe mushrooms are an all-around year thing, so we're going to go ahead and plant these mushrooms. So we'll plant them down and let them be planted. They are year-round. So we'll go ahead and get her planting these. So we'll plant those mushrooms. And Patchy's like, I'm going to plant them. Okay, Patchy, you do you. Patchy's going to go plant that. And what else do we have? It looks like that might be it. She can't plant the carrots right now. The garlic, I am going to put in the fridge. And I think really that is about it. Perfect. I am going to add flowers to the water. We're going to add a little bit of begonias to the water. And then she is going to go and have herself a bathroom break. She needs to go to the washroom and she needs a bath. But I am going to go ahead and leave this episode here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you are notified when new episodes go live on the channel. And I will see you guys in our next episode of Ultimate Decades Challenge, where we are going to be seeing Arlene give birth to her little one. And we are going to, I believe, have a couple of birthdays as well. And until next time, I am going to go ahead and fly for now. Bye, Ravens.